So what we've got at first glance is sort of, well, usual condition for this sort of thing. It's had money spent on the brakes. These aren't all clagged up, so obviously someone's had to replace probably either the ends or just the rubbers at some point for a previous MOT. I didn't check up the MOT history, I'll have to have a look. But generally, no, those rubbers aren't split, so may benefit from new shock absorbers. They've been in there a long while. Now, body wise, I had a quick look. There's a tiny little hole there. Up there has been patched. Now this side is quite an ugly bit. Now that, at first glance you might think, oh no, it's not structural, but it's within 30 centimetres of where the brake master cylinder is mounted, so that would need to be welded for an MOT. Bit on there, you can see this inner seal's been patched up before. It's had replacement outer seals by the look of it at some point. So it needs a bit down here. And that rail, you can see it's a bit crusty all the way along and a hole there, so you don't really know what you get into until you start knocking it away, but it'll more than likely just need to be done all the way along. It's had previous repairs on the inner bit. You can see on the inner arch and stuff. Bits around here. Rear spring hangers have been welded. Not the prettiest, but I mean, it's MOT standard, which is probably all someone was aiming to achieve at the time. That little box around the bottom of the petrol tank has been repaired, which is common. Got stainless steel exhaust, which is nice. Yeah, it has had new shocks on the back. And looks like it's had new wheel cylinders. Oh, well, there's new rubbers that side, but I don't like that join in the pipe. I'd rather just put single pipes in there because unions look a bit poor. But yeah, it's had new rubber hoses, so that welding basically at first glance. Now, one thing we did notice that Peter had on the bench, that drain tap was broken. Cool plugs don't look too bad, but yeah, I'm just gonna take that off and have a look. And then air leaks and stuff for the run-in, and then reassemble the engine. Now we can see, yeah, new alternator. Got these hoses. What's weeping on the water at the water pump? I suppose some of these hoses could benefit with being changed. Probably usual oil leaks on the side, which would be better looking at. Again, someone's painting on that brake master cylinder, but again, looks can be deceiving. You can sort of think, oh, yep, stuff's new, but in reality, if it was new but done no miles but been put on there years ago, quite often it needs doing again. Or getting out and checking. So I'm on that manifold in that gasket, so yeah, generally, I mean, not bad. I don't think it would take that much or be too expensive, obviously. And then the windscreen, you see these on these Sceptres there for the little trim clips that go around there, the rubber. And what's left of these needs to be taken off and cleaned up so that it has a half a chance of sitting there happily. So we shall I will speak to Peter, and yeah, the next part we'll see how he wishes to proceed. But I think it's worth doing. I don't think it's yeah, as costly as we were first expecting it might be. Right, okay, I'm just going to get the rest of this sealer out. So, put the windscreen on, and you struggle to get the seal around the outside. They're quite tight. Then put that blue string in the gap. Right, got the old string method. I've been doing this rather than filming it. It's late on a Sunday, so but anyway, I've done this before in other videos. You get the idea. Right. Just got to be careful to tuck this round. Hold on. Right, and then get in there. There we go. So back on the Sceptre, I can't remember the last time how I left off with the previous cut. So I've basically just fitted the screen in, as in it's in the hole so I can park it outside. It doesn't sit right. I don't know if it's because this aftermarket rubber, it's quite wide there and you can see the edge of the glass there. This seems to be sort of short there and short there. I haven't got a reasonable condition original car here where I can compare it to, so we'll come back to that later. Basically, it was in, it didn't take long, it was just run some string around it so that I could park it outside. What I want to do at the moment is get this mobile. So a lot of this I've been through before, so I won't film it all, but take the inlet and exhaust manifold off. I'm going to leave that side for now. Do the core plug on the side while the starter motor and stuff is out the way. Flush the block through, clean up the faces, put the starter back in, manifolds back on with new gaskets and stuff. Probably just rinse this down, connect up the fuel pump, put the tank back in, connect the exhaust back up. I think I'm probably going to have to do the studs on the manifold. Bolt it back together and then start it up, run it, see what it sounds like, and then go from there. Try spinning it round like that. That's one. And yeah, look at that, look at that. Spoon for the guns. Oh man, look at that. That is sand, everything, whatever in there. I did undo the pipe, that's completely blocked. Yeah. Oh, look at that, yeah. It's having a baby. Right, well, I've got to flush all this out. Right, there's clods of mud coming out of this. Because of that, I'm going to take the water pump and the thermostat housing off as well. Because this, I think, was poor. The only way to make sure it's right is to take this all off, get that plug out as well, and then I can get in there and flush it all out. Oh, some of these are loose anyway. That you look down there, look at the weepage on the edge. Needs redoing. Look at that. Thick as anything. down some of the mud that was left on there. You see, now I do sweep this semi-regularly. See, after the water's washed it away, you have these sort of rusty flakes that are in there. Yeah, well, I think I've got most of it out. Never say all of it. Really, you need to do the one on the back behind the flywheel, but there's a little corner in there that it traps in, but still, you can see that's quite a lot. Now, if I'm rebuilding these blocks and I've rinsed one out, sometimes you can leave it dry, and then you blow it out, it's dry and like a mountain of dust. Here we go, blow the dust out. Right, so juices are running clear again, so I'll just blow it off and dry it off with the airline again, and then we'll carry on with the rest. Right, now we've got the problem is this needs to be reliable. This hasn't been off in years, and I think from the residue underneath, whether that's either coming from the water pump or under here. It's common for these type of leaks, so these really need to come out. I've warmed it up, cooled it down with a rust off ice, tried undo these with a stud extractor. I haven't forced it, but they're not just undoing easily, so I'm going to heat it up a couple of times and leave it overnight, soak it with a bit of WD-40 or something, see if that will creep down the edges. I'll try and warm up the alley casting to sort of expand it away slightly on a microscopic level away from the steel bolt that's going down the middle of it. So meanwhile, while that's soaking, I'm just going to use these, clean the core plug holes and put a bit of gasket sealer around the new core plugs and tap them in.